Okay, we're going to make the mug really quickly. So here we go. First, I'm going to start with a cylinder and put it in the center. Again, if you press period on your number pad, we'll center on that. And I'm going to set this up so I want to be in the front view, and also I want to be in ortho mode to flatten out our view. And I'm going to edit this a little bit. So I'll go to edit mode. And you can press tab. And I am going to scale this. And I want to scale it on the z-axis. So I'm going to press Z. And it's going to make that a little bit taller. Okay. There's our cylinder. Next, I want to open this up. So I'm going to select down here the face select. Right click on the top. Press X. And I'm going to delete faces. And that will open that up. And now we have an open sort of cup. Return to the front view with 1. And I'm going to just make this a little more interesting. So I'm going to add some loop cuts. Again, this is in your tools window. The shortcut for this is Control R, but I'm just going to use the button here. So loop cut. See the purple line, left click, and I'll put that at the top. And I'll also loop cut, click again, left click, and I'll put that at the bottom. And so now I have these other loops that I can edit this form with. So now I can make this a little more interesting. Okay, so now that I have these loop cuts, I'm going to kind of fine-tune the shape. So I'm going to select this bottom edge. Now remember that when you have a, by the way, I'm on edge select. When I want to select the whole entire loop, just hold down your Option key and then right click, and it should select all the way around. I'm just going to scale that down a bit. Same thing with this loop. Again, Option, hold it down, right click. Again, that will select the whole thing. I'm going to scale this. Again, the shortcut for scale is S. So, looks like that. It sort of tapers towards the bottom. I'm going to open up the top a bit. So I'll do the same thing. Option, right click, and I'll scale. And same with the top, Option, right click, and again I'll scale. Okay, and there's sort of the basic form I'm going to use. Now the next step is to add some thickness here. So we're going to use the solidify modifier. The modifiers again are over here. Look for that wrench, and I'm going to add in solidify, and I'm going to just look inside. I'm going to go over here to my modifier, my solidify window, and I'm going to increase that thickness. Now, in this case, I do want to hit apply because this is just going to sort of permanently modify the object by adding these polygons that are part of this solidify modifier. This makes it sort of permanent, so make sure you like what it looks like. So I'll hit apply. Oh, make sure you're also out of edit mode, and then hit apply. And now I have sort of my modified cylinder, and I'm going to keep it in this mode for now. We're going to make the handles next. So I'm going to go back to front view by pressing 1. Again, I'm still in front ortho. I'm going to go back to edit mode, and I'm going to start by taking these two faces. So I'm going to go to space select. Remember that if you just want to get maybe the outside and not the rest of your object, you do have this option here. This is your limit selection to visible. So right now mine is turned on. If I turn that off, notice that I can now see all of the different faces, including the ones inside. I don't want that right now. Sometimes you do, but right now I just want to see the outside faces, so I'll turn that back on. And then I can right click on these two faces. And should be just the only things that are selected. Now we're going to push these out, and we're going to use extrude, and we want to extrude region. And I'm going to pull those out. Enough to have a handle. So I'll go right about here. You can still edit this. Go to the side view. Let's say we wanted to straighten that out. I could push that up a bit here. I could also rotate it if I want that to be straight. And so I'll leave that as that. Now we're going to cut into those sides. So what you want to do is you want to select these side faces of this kind of giant block. When you want to select multiple faces, again, hold shift and then right click on the second or third or fourth selection. So I have this side and I have this side. And what I want to do with this is create an inset. So back here on the add menu, I'm going to click on inset faces. I'm going to drag that in. And I'm going to kind of just make a smaller rectangle there. That looks good. You got that on one side, you got that on the other side. Now, we're going to go to mesh. We're going to go to edges. And we want to bridge at loops. And that should connect loops on each side. Bridge that together, and you're good to go. If you want, you can still edit this. Let's say I wanted to push this in a bit. By the way, I'm going to turn off this proportional editing mode for now. I'm going to push this in towards the mug so it doesn't stick out so much. And let's see what this looks like. So now the last modifier, I'm going to get out of edit mode here because I think we're ready. So I'll go back to object mode. Obviously, this looks not great yet, pretty blocky. So let's add our last modifier, which is the subdivision surface. Again, this is going to round everything out for us. There you go. And there's two things that will round this out for you. So on this modifier, we're going to go to subdivisions. I'll just go 3 and 3. And then the other thing on this left window here, shading on the tools tab, just go to smooth, and that should get you a pretty smooth mug. Okay, now last thing here, we got to fix this. So I'm going to go back to edit mode, and I'm just going to inset this bottom face. So select that, just like that, And I'm going to inset just a tiny bit, and that should smooth that out. Go back to object mode, see what that looks like. Much better. I'm going to go back to perspective, and there's our mug.